Hello friends, I welcome you all to our YouTube channel Adapt, Learn and Grow Together. In this session, we will discuss about dependent drop-down list. So, what is a dependent drop-down list? The picture shown here tells us that Excel can help us in creating multi-level dependent drop-down list. Depending upon what category a user selects, the options for the subcategory are updated accordingly. Similarly, basis the product which the user selects, the quantity, options or values are updated accordingly. So what is a dependent list? It is a feature which updates the options or values available in one drop-down list basis the values or options selected in another drop-down list. Let us now move to our Excel sheet for some hands-on. In our Excel sheet, we will be using examples to understand the concept of drop-down list. We will try to understand this concept with the help of examples, starting with our first example, which will help us in understanding what is the meaning of dependent drop-down list. Here, basis the brand which a customer or a user selects, the options available in the category parameter would get updated. For example, if I have selected Amrit as my brand, then only milk is the option available for the customer to select, as Amrit brand is selling its product under the category of milk only. So here we can update the category with a value which is milk. On similar lines, if I change the brand to Kisan, the category can be having one of these two values, which is ketchup and noodles, which again means that the brand Kisan is selling its product under the category of either ketchup or noodles. So we now understand what is a dependent drop-down list. In this example, values available as option for category is dependent upon the brand which is selected by the customer or the user. This can also be called as level 1 dependent drop-down list, as the values which a customer can select from the drop-down of the category parameter is dependent upon the value which the customer selects in the brand parameter. Before we move to multi-level dependent drop-down list, let us now understand what is happening here and how can we create a dependent drop-down list. To create a dependent drop-down list, go to the data tab, click on data validation, then in the validation criteria section, select list for the allow parameter, and in the source parameter, we are using indirect function to capture a dynamic list of values depending upon the brand selected by the user. Now here we are passing the formula as indirect, and in the reference text we are passing C11, which is nothing but a brand name which is selected by the customer. Now the indirect function will use the value present in the cell C11, which is Kisan in our case, and will return the values present in the named range of Kisan. For better understanding, let us see the mapping sheet. Starting from Dairy India, Amrit, Health Factory, Kisan, we know that each brand is selling its product under few categories. If we talk about Dairy India, it is selling its product either under milk category or bread category. And if I select these two values, we can see that it is a named list. So these two values present under the Dairy India will be returned as an output in the list shown here. Let us again go back to the mapping sheet and see another example. So in the case of Kisan, there are only two categories available. One is ketchup and the second one is noodles. So if we select the brand name as Kisan here, indirect function would return an output which is the list of values under the named range Kisan. So if I select these two values, I can clearly see that it is a named range with the name as Kisan. And this is the same what get reflected in our example here as well. So to create a dependent drop-down list, we need two things. One is the indirect function call and second is the mapping sheet. In our case, it is mapping each brand to the category under which they are selling their products. Now since we are clear with the level 1 dependent drop-down list, we will now move to multi-level dependent drop-down list. So what do we mean by multi-level dependent drop-down list? Here the options available under the subcategory will get updated, and basis the subcategory selected here, the options to select the available products get updated in the drop-down list here. This we can call as level 2 multi-level dependent drop-down list. Now basis the value selected here, subcategory, the list to select the subcategory gets updated, and basis the subcategory selected here, the list from which the product can be selected gets updated. Here the value of the product is dependent upon the subcategory and the value in the subcategory is dependent upon the category. Let us now create two dependent drop-down lists, one for the subcategory and one for the product. To create your subcategory as a dependent list, we will have to create a mapping between category and subcategory as shown here. So under the milk category, there are these 5 subcategories, and if I select milk as my product here, I should be getting options to select from the 5 subcategories which are available for the milk category. Here I am selecting cow milk, and basis the subcategory, now we will be seeing that the product drop-down list gets updated for the selected subcategory. Now for product dependency on subcategory value, we will have to create a mapping of subcategory and product. So here we have captured all the subcategories which are available in our data, and corresponding to those subcategories, here we have listed down the products which are available. In case of buffalo milk, we have only one product, which is Dairy India Buffalo Milk. In case of cow milk, we have 3 products available. In case of toned milk, we have 4 products available, and so on. So basis the category selected here, which is cow milk, in our case these 3 products must be available as options in the product drop-down list. We can quickly verify this by checking here. So as I selected the subcategory as cow milk, I should be getting only 3 options here: Dairy India cow milk, Amrit cow milk, and Kesari cow milk, which we can verify from the mapping sheet. The column 12 is capturing the available subcategories present in the retail shop. We would do a product to subcategory mapping by using the data. So products that are mentioned below the subcategory are the ones that a user can or a customer can buy if buffalo milk is selected as the subcategory. So in the case of cow milk, Dairy India cow milk, Amrit cow milk, and Kesari cow milk are the products available for the customer under the subcategory cow_milk. Now using this as an example, we will create a subcategory to product mapping as shown here. As we now have the mapping of product and subcategory, we will now be creating named ranges. So for a given set of products mapped to a subcategory, we will define list of values as a range with the name of toned milk. So here toned milk is our subcategory to which these 4 products are mapped. Hence, we will create a named range for these 4 products with the name as toned underscore milk, which is also their subcategory. Let us take another example. Here we are considering the products that are mapped to the subcategory cow underscore milk. Here the list of products mapped to subcategory cow milk will be given a name, and that name is cow underscore milk, which is also the actual subcategory for these 3 products. So whenever we are referring to the named range, we are referring to the values present in the named range. Now if we are in future referring to cow underscore milk, we are actually referring to a range or list of products mentioned under the named range cow underscore milk, which will also be the subcategory for these products. So now we have the mapping sheet using which we have created the named ranges. The named ranges would actually be the subcategory where given list or range of products are mapped. Now since we have the named ranges, we will use the indirect function to create dependent drop-down lists. So in this scenario which we have a placeholder for the customer to select the category, and then for example if someone has selected the category as bread, the subcategory drop-down list would show us the options that are present under the category of bread. So these are the subcategories that belong to the category bread, and since this is a dependent list, basis the value selected for the category, this list dynamically updates the options which a user can select for the mentioned category. On similar lines, in the case of product, it is also dependent on the value which we select in the subcategory. So currently the subcategory is cow underscore milk, hence user can select only these 3 products because these 3 products are mapped under the subcategory cow underscore milk. Let us change this value to atta noodles. Again, we can see here that it is only giving us one option, that is kisan underscore atta underscore noodles, because only one product is mapped to the subcategory of atta noodles. Let us now see how we can create a multi-level dependent drop-down list. In the current example, we will be creating 2 levels of dependent drop-down list. The first level is where the subcategory drop-down list is dependent upon the value present in the category, and the second level dependent drop-down will be created for the product where the options present for the product selection is dependent upon the value selected in the subcategory parameter. The first level of dependent drop-down list is created at the subcategory level, and the second level of dependent drop-down list is created at the product level. So let us see how can we create a dependent drop-down list for subcategory basis the value selected in the category by the user or customer. So we will go to the data tab, select the data validation feature, and in the validation criteria, inside allow parameter, we will select list as its value, and in the source we will apply the indirect function with the parameter which is the value present in the cell C17. So indirect function picks the text value present in the mentioned cell and returns the value stored at or the reference text. In this case, the reference text is a named range. So all the values of the subcategory present in the named range bread will be returned for subcategory drop-down list. Hence, it is level 1 dependent drop down list. In this scenario, the dependent is the subcategory which is updating the options basis the value selected for the category. Moving to our second level dependent drop down list. So product is dependent upon the subcategory which is selected here. Now if I select here subcategory as sandwich bread, it will give me options. In our case, it is only giving us one option because that is what we have mapped here. So if I go to sandwich bread here in the product and subcategory mapping, I can see that it has only one product. So this is what is returning here as well. So we can say that the value of the products available for the user to select is dependent upon the subcategory which is selected earlier. Again, if I go to data validation, I can see that everything remains same, even the formula remains same, but what is changing is the reference text. So D17 becomes our reference text, and the values which are mapped to sandwich underscore bread will get populated in the product drop down list. Indirect function will pick value present in the D17 as a reference text and would return the values or value that are mapped to the reference text. Here, the reference text is sandwich underscore bread, hence, the values mapped to sandwich bread would get updated there. On similar lines, we can create multi-level drop down list, which is in this example multi-level 3 dependent list. Here again we will use the mapping sheet to create a product and quantity mapping. Refer to the named range list, which is dairy India underscore cow underscore milk, or any value which has been selected by the user here. So we now understand what is a multi-level drop-down list, how to create a multi-level drop-down list, how to create the mapping sheet, and how to use the indirect function to create a multi-level dependent drop-down list. I hope you found this session helpful. If you have any questions, need further clarifications, or would like to share a feedback, please share the same in the comment section. I would like to thank you all for watching this video. Please like, subscribe, and press the bell icon for future notifications.